I'm going to show you how to add a new page to your website. To get started, we're going to simply click on the Add a New Page button in the upper right. The Add a New Page section just captures some basic information about the page. Once the page is actually created, you can then set the content and other properties for the page. For this particular example, I'm just going to create a page called Our Services. As we type in the page name, you can see down here that the URL is automatically set. So after we give our page name, we can select our template. Depending upon your site, you're going to have different choices. For this particular one, I'm just going to choose a 2-column template. This option here about will this be a home page, most of the time you're going to leave this as no. The only time that you would actually set it to yes is if you were actually creating a new home page that's going to replace your existing one. The parent page field lets us set this new page as a child page of another one. For example, if we wanted to put this under the About section, we can say, okay, this is going to go under the About page, and you can see down here that the URL automatically updates to reflect that. I'm going to simply just set it back to have no parent page, so it's just right there on the top level. If you don't like the URL that gets automatically created, you can click the change button right next to it and you can type in a new one. So for example, we want the page name to stay Our Services, but we want the page to actually just be called Services for the URL. You can just change right there, click done, and the URL will now be just services instead of our-services. When you're adding a new page, you can also add a new navigation link, or you can edit an existing navigation link to go to this page. The default is that it won't add a new navigation menu. So let's just go over some of the options there. So if I said yes, let's add a new navigation link. The first thing it's going to ask you is which navigation menu you want the link to show in. Now, BranchCMS is very flexible and you can have different navigation menus, so this really lets you pick where it's going to show. In this case, this particular site has just one navigation menu, so we'll just leave it there on the main navigation. You can set what the link text is going to be. By default, this is the same as the page name. We're just going to leave it as that. You can also set if you want this navigation link to be, at the top level of the navigation, or if you want it to be a sub-navigation item. If you do, you can just pick one of the existing links in the navigation. You see here, these are existing links that we have for the navigation for this particular site. So if I set it to be in the About, this would show up under the About navigation menu item. I'm going to set this to not have a new parent navigation item so that it shows right at the top level. And then you can set the order that it's going to display in. By default, new items will display last. You can set it to be first, or you can set it to be before another item, or you can set it to show up after another navigation item. Just for simplicity here, I'm just going to set this to be the last item. Now we could have also changed an existing navigation link to go to this page. This could be an example of, say, maybe you were just creating some initial navigation, you didn't have a URL set for it first, and then you were creating your pages after the fact. So if you're going to do that, you could say, yes, edit an existing navigation link to go to this page. Again, you're going to select the navigation menu, and then you're going to select which item is going to change to have the URL of this page. You can also, in this step, change the text. So say this About navigation item wasn't supposed to be there anymore. We actually want it to be Our Services, so we could change the text of that navigation link, and we can also change the URL that it goes to. For this page though, we're just going to continue with adding a new navigation item in our main navigation menu with Our Services as the text, and is going to be the last item on the navigation menu. You can also set some basic SEO properties for the page. If you were creating a page that you didn't want to show up in the sitemap.xml file, and you also wanted it to be hidden from search engines, then you could say yes, hide this from search engines. By default, it's no. You can also set the page title. So we could change it to be our services silly page title, but it works. And you can also set just the initial meta description. And that's it. And then you simply click Save Page. Once the page has been created, you can now set the content for the page. This is exactly the same as if you were editing the page. So I'm just going to set some initial content here. And let's just set this to be the heading 1 page. And if we save it, we can now just click on our page to view it. And here's our new services page. And as you can see, the Our Services navigation item got added as well. And so that's how you create a new page for your website. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@BranchCMS.com.